Hello everyone, you're welcome to another episode of PhD Diaries. I'm Dr. Temitayo Fagbala from the Center of Excellence for Data Science, AI and Modeling here at the University of Harvard. So today I have with me one of our PhD students who will be telling us more about her journey. So you're welcome. Can you tell us what your name is and a bit about your background?
Okay, so my name is Misbah. I am in third year of my PhD. My background is start with the computing, and then I did my master's here in DAIM in AI and data science, and then now I'm pursuing PhD in data science, specializing AI and astrophysics.
Oh, nice to know that. So what actually attracted you to consider your studies here for your PhD, especially in astrophysics with AI?
So when I started my master's in here, because of the DAIM environment, how they support, and when I learned about the fundamental of data science and AI, that was a little basics. And then I wanted to pursue more into AI, but in real world problems. So same like the people introduce and doing research in AI in healthcare, AI in in any different field like automatic machines and stuff and robotics. Same like that, I'm doing AI in astrophysics. My background is not with the astrophysics or physics, but same like I'm doing like a real help to the astronomers in my field. So that is my research. But the main reason that I'm pursuing my PhD in AI is just because of when I was doing my master's, that make me feel like, okay, I have to pursue my PhD in the same area.
So if I understand you correctly, you see them as a home because you had a warm support when you were on your MSc program, and that really inspired you to proceed
There's
to
a lot
PhD.
of reasons, basically. It's also the supportive environment that DAIM gave, the collaboration, the talking about different research, and like a different disciplinary in the research. Everyone is doing a research in different domains. And when we talk about different community and collaboration, so it's not about the fundamental of AI. It's also about the environment, the computation support, and the other resources that DAIM provide. And my supervisor, they are so supportive in that thing. So that's why it's how it's.
So let's get to the heart of the discussion now, because I'm really very much interested. I remember the first time I met you and you told me you're working on some sort of jellyfish galaxies. I was wondering what that could actually be, and I would like you to just briefly explain your current research project.
Okay. So here is my current research project, which is in terms of poster, but I will not going to go into deep and the technical terms, but I will just going to talk about the overall thing. What is the jellyfish galaxies? So jellyfish galaxies, you might have heard about different galaxies like applet galaxy, star galaxy, spiral galaxy, and things like that. This is also one kind of a galaxy which is called jellyfish, which looks like a ocean jellyfish with the tail. So this is very important galaxy because of the environment. When it passed to the dense environment, it lose some of their stars, and then this become. So this galaxy was very, very difficult for the astronomers, people like you and me, go to their website and tell them okay, this is jellyfish or not jellyfish. So my research is similar like that, but I'm doing AI with the AI thing. The people are doing like a subjective thing, like with using the manual classification, like a human-based classification.
Yeah.
My research is the same, but with the AI.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So, well, that's interesting to know. I was always thinking jellyfish would be something something edible.
Yeah.
Anyway, so why should we care? Why should we care about jellyfish galaxies?
Right. So I can answer this question in two terms. First, like in physics and astronomer side of a perspective, and the second with the data science of thing. First thing is that in the field of astronomy or in the field, there is a website which called Zooniverse Galaxies. Cosmological simulation. They have a very big data set, and they want a volunteer like they already have 6,000 plus volunteers on their website, and people like you and me go to their website, enroll, like register, and then we talk about, okay, because the human eye is good enough to recognize the patterns of something, to classify, okay, this image looks like a jellyfish. So that's why they classify the original data, like sometime observation data, sometimes simulation data, but the people like you and me go to their website and tell them like, okay, this looks like a jellyfish, and the same galaxy will verified with the different multiple people. Yeah. And if the 100% people say, okay, this looks like a jellyfish, then that classifies the jellyfish. So that task takes so much time, so much subjective, like it's so it might be not 100% accurate itself, and it's like a less. If you wanted to talk about large data, then what? How many people you need? So that's the same thing I am doing with the AI, and it like using AI, you can do anything, and then with the help of AI in the field of astronomy and the field of astrophysics, the people get like a really good help with that. Yeah. If I talk about the second part, why we should care about this thing. So the scientific problems should, because it's not about, PhD is not always about, the research is not always about the theory. Like this is the problem, we're going to talk about this and did this. But I wanted to do this practically. My research should be, with the help of AI, it should be revolved, and it should be recognized practically in terms of in somewhere in the platform. So the second part is the impact, and why we should care about with the jellyfish is that AI also needs to learn about some scientific patterns and the scientific data, because the cosmological data and the Lister TNJ data, this is very large data. It involves with the multimodal data like text and images and data. So in that term, so the AI have, because of the data science, I wanted to make sure that the data should be good enough, and in that pattern that the AI should learn the patterns of scientific problem, basically the physics problems and the physics patterns of that thing. So this is also help in both way, in astrophysics and in data science perspective.
Yeah, so that takes me to my next question. And you did mention, for example, that identifying jellyfish galaxies manually is highly subjective.
Yeah.
So I just, maybe in just one sentence or two, how big of a problem is that in astronomy?
I should go with the website. I don't know, but let me tell you very in short way. This research have not been done with the AI before. This is the other people are doing in terms of astronomy and astrophysics, the manually. So this is the first time someone is filling that big gap. So yeah, this is a big problem. This is a big gap, big question.
Because I'm really wondering what happens if we don't perhaps automate this kind of a discovery. What happens if we don't?
If we don't, then still it depends on the manual classification. The manual, like a human volunteers, they still work on like a manually thing, because if AI is helping in every field, why should not in the terms of astrophysics? There is, because when we do research in healthcare, there is a very research, like a less chance that we can do some innovation in that type of thing, because there's just so much research already have been done with AI. But if I talk about the astrophysics side, there are still so much gap. In any direction you can take your research, and there is some problem can be solved. So yeah,
but a lot of people now have concerns applying AI to real life problems, scientific discoveries and stuff. Perhaps, for example, because it could reinforce bias that already exist.
Yeah. And
so how are you managing that side of things?
So do you mean in terms of bias decisions?
How do you manage the application of AI in a way that is, for example, responsible, trustworthy, ethical in solving your current research problem?
So in my research, I'm using explainable AI technique as well. So my research is not just in terms of astrophysics and in terms of like a deep physics side and simulation data. It's also with data science, machine learning, deep learning, and the explainable AI technique. What the explainable AI technique does in my research is that it verifies while doing the prediction, because might be the model bias, might be the AI didn't learn the actual physics properties of the jellyfish galaxies, or might be the results are not correct enough, right? So what explainable AI technique did that, like they learned the actual patterns, okay, where the model was looking at the time of prediction. When the model says, like, for example, ResNet 34 or a CNN, any model says like, okay, yes, this is jellyfish, this is non-jellyfish. So the explainable AI technique tell us, okay, at the time of prediction or testing, the model was looking at those patterns, and on those patterns, the model predict this is a jellyfish. That's how the ethical part came up. That's how the biased decisions came up. Like, okay, the model was not just doing classification on the basis of low galaxy or a high galaxy or a richer gas or a lower gas. It actually learned the physics patterns of behind the galaxy. So that explainable AI technique answer my biggest question in terms of ethical consideration, in terms of also as a part of the model bias decisions, or might be AI have data might be have the data leakage, right? In those terms, the explainable AI technique answer those questions. So yeah.
All right, that's very interesting. So I could see more or less you're trying to show us why explainability is very important in scientific AI.
Yeah.
And for example, have you considered situations where the explanations given by AI models might not be correct sometimes? So how do you address that?
Right, that's a great question, by the way. In terms of that, when the model do some type of accuracy and giving you the results, and then you use the explainable AI technique, then the explainable AI technique not only depend on only in the classification part, but it also tells you about the misclassification as well, right? In terms of that graphs or heat map against those images will definitely, I'm really sure that it's might be not the 100% correct all the time, because there is always a little problem that you can, there is so much in my mind, how can I composite everything in some sort of things? Because your question is genuinely very, very good. And I really wanted to talk about this thing as a term of researcher, because I'm an active researcher, I am a earlier researcher. So I can say, like, we have a problem, we work on it, we get the results, and on those results, we also figure out some problems. And now we're working on it. Right? It's never be 100%.
I agree with
even
you.
in the end of the PhD, when the PhD will be finished at the 4th year, and there will still be a problem for the new PhD student. And we can publish this, and this will be we can say, like, okay, this explainable AI technique not the 100% correct, and then there is a new PhD student there who will be the first year, they can start from that. So there is always a gap. There is always not the 100% surety as well. And this is called the research. And this is not sure. This is also the challenging part, and this is also the interesting part in terms of research. So the explainable AI technique in terms of my research, more or less tell everything in terms of misclassification, because I didn't use the explainable AI technique only in classification part. Okay, why the model say this is jellyfish? Okay, it create the heat map against it, and the model is sure about this is jellyfish, and the model have the 100% confidence on it. But I also use this on the misclassification. Why the model say this is misclassified? Why the model is saying this is non-jellyfish or might be jellyfish? Why the model was biased on that time? Is it about the data? Is it about... So I also make a debate and physical side of things. So this is more the physical side. I don't want to go more deep into it, and might be the people get scared of my research. So I just wanted to talk about only for the active researcher, that don't need to be scared of anything.
So it's really very interesting that you also considering explainability as a major part of your research, because and even for explainability, I see that most times people stop at just applying some explainable models, generate some heat maps, and just say, okay, this is the explanation is provided, and stuff like that, and still become more or less like a black box. We still are able to, and sometimes even the explanations may not even be perfect or correct most of the time, so which may perhaps necessitate the need for some sanity check and to see that the model is correctly providing the right explanations. So now my question to you now is, what does this research that you're doing at the moment, what does it say about the future of AI in scientific discovery?
So my research is AI in science. So it's not always about the deep into astrophysics. It's if I talk about the scientific discovery, this is another depth. But if I talk about the generally AI, so I just wanted to make sure that AI can be solve a realistic problem, not just the theoretical answers. Right. Like any researcher go to Google Scholar, find some papers, find some research gaps, and do their research and publish them. I wanted not to do something like that because of might be the theory is not that much impactful in my field. So I wanted to do something which is really impactful in the terms of the astronomers. Same like the people do some research in healthcare and it's impactful in NHS or in different field. I wanted to do something which can really impactful in terms of the field of cosmological simulations data in astronomy or anything like that. So that's why I think it still needed to be resolved so many problems in astronomy with the help of AI, and they really wanted to have some machine learning experts.
Okay, good. So nice. And so are you an AI developer or like an AI researcher who would rather develop a tool, a system, a model to replace people or perhaps to support them? So my question to you is, do you think AI will replace human observation in astronomy, or is it going to augment it?
You are asking me so controversial question.
Do you want to send people away and you don't want them to have their jobs again? Of course, you're automating what some people, observers, Earth space observers and stuff, what they do. But now you're automating that process. And are you doing this to augment what they do, to support them, or to replace them? Of course, if you have a self-sustaining tool, a self-sustaining model that can do everything. Now we are in the era of agentic AI. And so where does your research stand in terms of that? What's your own perspective? Whatever you say is your own perspective, so you don't need to worry about that.
That's a very interesting and the controversial question that AI might be my research is replacing the human. No, the big no. Because my research is definitely going to help in the field of astronomy and for the new researchers. Because, look, first of all, the problem I am resolving for now is the volunteer. They are not getting paid for that thing. So they are not getting, people like you and me go to the website and tell, like, this is jellyfish and non-jellyfish. Because the real cosmological data, they wanted the observation, they wanted to classify those problems, but they don't rely on a human, the AI stuff first. So that's why they wanted to make sure with a human eye by detecting with the thing, right? So I am using the same data, the human is classified, right? And that's why I am verifying with the AI. So this is always a debate, like, is it the AI work or is it something the human based work? Because who will get the credit? Right? Because the AI is learning the patterns from the human based data. Right? The AI is always get trained with the human data and it creates some predictions. So basically AI is helping the humans, not replacing them.
Yeah.
Definitely humans need to upskill themselves with the passage of time. They wanted to not to stick with the manual methods. But we have to upskill ourselves with the passage of time and with the different techniques and skill and modeling and stuff and different algorithms. But this is how the MSc course is also introducing AI and data science pattern to learn about the fundamental of those things.
Yeah.
So this is not the replacing, this is even the more opportunity to learn to solve the bigger picture and to solve the bigger problem, the bigger question of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think my research is not going to be fulfilling or replacing human, even though they're helping them, and even though if there is any other type of data and large data in billions and trillions of images, the human can't do possibly.
Makes it easier and faster.
It will be more
to get
easier.
it processed,
Exactly.
get it classified,
exactly.
get it detected in real time and stuff.
That's true. That is why I think sometimes the human can't be possibly do something in the trillions and millions and type of a data. Then we need AI. So that's why it's just helping them, not replacing them.
So now, on a more general note. So I don't want you to just think about your research now. I just want you to think about AI. AI is really penetrating so deep into every corner of the society and in everything we do every day. And more or less, a lot of people are afraid that AI is taking over and stuff like that. And there are a lot more investment, for example, in AI related research more recently. Yeah. So in your own perspective, where do you think we need to draw the line between automation and human expertise in science? Maybe in research, in science, in science generally.
So look, I think research was still going on when in back century when there was no AI, right? There is nothing like to be stopped or nothing need to be a barrier between the human. Definitely, we need to make sure the AI should be the ethically considerable. The use of the AI should be relevantly in terms of helpful, not in terms of something dangerous or something unethical, or in terms of misleading some information with those things. Because in journal answer, if I don't talk about my research, AI is somehow, I can say, dangerous if you don't have the exact knowledge for using the AI for in any area, because somehow people get connected with the AI emotionally, right? And where the actual damage happen. So this is not about because of the vulnerable people or the underage children. I don't want it to consider as a harmful thing. I wanted to think about like that people should get knowledge of using the AI tool. It's just an AI tool. It's not in terms of any robot or like who is telling you everything, or like a human or emotionally connection or something like that. So there should not be a barrier in using the AI or different tools. There should need to be more knowledge needed.
Okay.
How to use AI, how to prompt the AI, how to cite some information that is getting from the AI, how to recognize the source, is it the correct or not. So my thinking about, because of using the AI, we are just not using our mind. I wanted to think about in that term that we need to upskill our knowledge while using the AI. We should learn the AI definition itself, that this is not the 100% correct always. We also need to use our mind to learn the AI in terms of ethics or everything, in every perspective. So I think there is no gap, barrier, but there need to be upskill in every term. We should teach our children or new researcher about the AI stuff, not depend on it.
So if I understand you correctly now, more or less you're saying, okay, we should adopt AI, we should allow AI integrated into most of the things we do, and of course there's a place of human expertise and the automation that AI has brought to us, and we should think about something like human in the loop, and so where we don't just give all of the decisions to AI to make, And then we also involved as part of the decision that AI is making, more or less like checkmating things to be sure that everything's fine. So what's the next big thing for your research right now? What's the next big step for your research?
For the next big step is using different models with a different data, and not relevantly different data, but in terms of a bigger data, a bigger question. Because for now, I built a model, a machine image generation pipeline, and I classify them with the different model and explainable AI technique and stuff like that. But that was a small data, not the very big, relevantly 3,000 images or something like that. So in cosmological simulation data, in astrophysics, we talk about in terabytes in terms of data, not in some GBs or stuff like that. So my next target in research is to build something, a different model, use the same patterns, but the larger data, and compare those results and learn more into it, into depth.
Okay, thank you very much. So let's talk a little now about your skills, for example, with respect to the resources and facilities that are available to you. How would you say those resources and facilities at the Center of Excellence here have supported your research and academic growth?
In my research, in academic growth, this support, whatever the DAIM have provided, is very, very important, because DAIM has provided every single thing which is helpful in my research. If I need a large data set, or in large storage, or any hyper supercomputer resources, right? So they provide me that computation resources. If I need a separate room and office, or any physical device, or anything relevantly in terms of collaboration, in terms of going different places and collaborate with different people in the conferences and talk about my research, DAIM supported me in every single perspective, and it provided me a very, very supportive environment, and also encouraged. The best part of the DAIM environment is that, which I can say, that they value your insights. Whatever you said, whatever you need, they go over to that and they support you. So,
so I think you mentioned you'll be traveling with your supervisor to Thailand for some summer school. Congratulations.
Thank you so
I think
much.
that should be one of such contributions that we see them
with the team.
Providing to see that you make a success of your research. Impressive. So could you share some of the key skills and knowledge that you've acquired over time and that you're still developing?
If I talk about in two perspectives, academically and the personally. So academically, then definitely I went different conferences. I talk about my research and get insight from different people. So that built my confidence in research. If I talk about personally, then definitely the first thing I learned during my PhD is a problem-solving skill. Because in PhD research, you are the solo person who is struggling with your research problem, and you're doing a solo journey in your research, and that's where the problem solving skill. And sometimes the PhD is very overwhelming, and at that time your support come from your department, from your supervisors, from your colleagues, from your mates, right? And then I think personally it is very, very impactful duration for me in terms of confidence, talking into bigger platform, presenting, because I was very, very scared in my master's to talk about a very single thing.
Who is not scared? Especially when you have to stand before people and then present something. Even when you have the idea of expertise in all of what you want to talk about.
Went to,
1 minute you...
Yes. Because that confidence came up during my PhD and during my research within the DAIM. Because of that supportive environment, when I visit different platforms, I visit London recently, the Royal Society, and I present my work there in front of so many senior people around them. So that is why I think it impacted both sides, not only the professionally, it also personally with that skills, you can go anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
In research area, in universities, in industry. If you have those type of a skill, that confidence, that problem solving skill, you can build up your knowledge in everywhere.
Good. So now let's talk about your career and maybe future aspirations. So after your PhD, what are you looking into?
Definitely, I wanted to pursue everything which is relevant with the AI and data science, which is more attached to the research.
Yeah.
But as I talk about just now, that if I have those skills in problem solving skills and spend my time management skills, because of I'm also a mother. As a researcher, so the most important thing which I learned during my PhD, because every person have their own struggling and challenging phases and exciting phases as well. For me, is that to manage my time with the research, with the commitment as a mother.
I really even wanted to ask that question. For example, how do you strike a balance? Between home front, research and other things, and I think you do belong to the Women in STEM or something.
Yes, Women in STEM and doing
maybe
work.
In just few seconds, can you share how you do manage your time, strike a balance between home front, making sure everything's okay, and at the same time not lagging behind in terms of your research and travels for conferences and summer schools and stuff. How do you balance all that?
Being a mother, then definitely it's a little bit difficult, but it's also exciting. For me, I think DAIM and their supportive environment, because of the supervisor. If your supervisor is supportive enough, then everything is possible.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is some conflict in my time and management, because I wanted to try to balance everything with the time management skills, but still there sometimes a conflict happen. And that's where your supervisors came up and support you. And understand those things. And that is the bigger picture which can't be left behind, Yeah. So that's
so what has been the most enriching part of this journey so far? One thing you can remember and you're so happy about since your program started. Do you want me to talk about the happy when I start my PhD? No. Just something like, okay, the most rewarding part of your PhD journey so far could be maybe when you travel out of the UK for the first time to attend a conference. Could be some tech talk somewhere. Could be whatever that them has really the most enriching part that you find as very dear to you. Oh, I love this day. I like to see it happen more.
Yes, that's very familiar for me recently. When I go to the London and all alone via train, and I enjoy my journey. I present my work there in terms of poster and also give a talk.
Oh, nice.
It was a short talk, but it was very, very good. At that time, I feel like, okay, because my second year of PhD is and my third year started now.
Yeah.
So not now, but it's already started in January. Its time is passing very quickly.
Yeah,
by the
very
way.
quickly. It happens like that.
April came up and then, because when I start my PhD and I jump into the astrophysics, it was very, very overwhelming and challenging for me. And I was thinking about how can I, because I don't have a physics and astrophysics background.
Yeah.
But at the end of the second year, when I have some research to show up with the people and communicate with them.
Yeah.
So that thing come up when I recently go to the London, and then I talk about my research, and people was very fascinating about the explainable AI technique and the way I talk, the way I answer the questions, and there are very senior people around me with some have come up with the Netherlands and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that was a exciting part when I feel little satisfying about my research after the second year. So I feel like, oh, sure, I have done something. Now I feel little confident.
And I know that a lot of people will be watching these podcasts at some point, and maybe some prospective students. And what advice would you give to such people who will be wanting to work at the intersection of AI and maybe astrophysics, AI and healthcare, AI and maybe philosophy, and none of that? What advice will you give to them?
So I have a lot of advice in my mind right now, but I summarize my words into few sentences in terms of because I am as a GTA as well, graduate teaching assistant, and when I talk about different master students, they also wanted to pursue after masters. They wanted to pursue in PhD.
Yeah.
And they was always ask me a question: should we need a publication? Should we have something in research? And I always mention them, and I also wanted to mention now, if you have a passion, if you have a curiosity to solve something, if you have a little bit fundamental knowledge of your area, that is more than enough, because you have a 3 or 4 years for your whole PhD journey. That will lead you to the rest. Everything with the publication, everything will go there. So there is no need to worry about. So, and in terms of one more thing, in terms of I wanted to give a little bit of advice to the females. If you are a mother, if you are in STEM, you are doing master, don't stop yourself in any perspective. If you are a superwoman, you can do anything you want to do.
Supermom.
Yeah, I feel like myself. I'm a queen for my own house.
All right, so we concluding, okay? So thank you for your time today. Let me ask you this question. So if listeners would remember one thing about your work, what should it be?
One thing about my work is...
what one thing you would want them to remember?
As you remembered about my work, is hot word is jellyfish. Because people are very scared of astrophysics part, trust me. They don't want you to jump in.
Yeah.
People can prefer AI in healthcare or AI in some robotics or automation.
Yeah.
But they don't want you to go with astrophysics. But I think there is a need of AI people or researchers or machine learning experts that they can come up and solve those problems that the astronomers are also dealing with.
Yeah.
So this is what I think are very helpful.
Okay. So on a final note, do you have any final thoughts on anything you want to share about your experience, maybe that I've not mentioned at the Center of Excellence?
I think I have mentioned a lot of things, and I still can mention more. But the best part that I wanted to mention is that if you wanted to do a research in DAIM, then that is the right place, and that is the correct area you wanted to select yourself. And in any domain and in every research, the DAIM can provide you in every type of support and supportive environment in terms of computation powers, in terms of collaboration, in terms of the right person you wanted to collaborate with, in terms of supervisor and stuff like that.
I think the expertise too. Right expertise. So for the sake of people who do not know, here at the Center of Excellence for Data Science and Modeling, we've got expertise in different areas where we applied AI, for example, in marketing and business. We have AI in AI and philosophy. We have AI in healthcare, and so we run postgraduate programs around those different expertise areas as well too. We have MSc Data Science and AI, which is a general thought program. We have MSc AI in healthcare. We have MSc AI in business. We have MSc AI in philosophy. And so if you're interested in any of these programs, please do not hesitate to contact us. If you have questions, we'll be happy to take your questions. And we think you enjoyed today's podcast. This is where we'll be drawing the curtain. And thank you very much, Misbah, for attending this. We appreciate the lot of insights you've shared. And we hope to continue to hear good news about you and more progress on your research.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so I'll see you another time.
See you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
And safe trip.